Welcome back. Now, the big event is the RBI monetary policy tomorrow after the lower than expected GDP print. Ritu's here with the key expectations. Ritu.
Well, the sharp slowdown in growth has put RBI in a very uncomfortable position. There is growing chorus for a rate cut, including from government officials, at a time when high inflation, which has now breached RBI's tolerance threshold, continues to be a spot of bother. Now, our poll shows that 7 out of 10 economists do not expect the lower than expected GDP print to accelerate the rate cut cycle. They believe the primacy of inflation will prevail. Now, the MPC is expected to leave the repo rate unchanged for the 11th consecutive policy because of, lingering inflation concerns and also the volatility in global markets. And instead of going for a rate cut, the governor could address the growth concerns with a dovish commentary, laying the foundation for a potential rate cut in the next meeting. In fact, an overwhelming 90% respondents said they expect to see the first rate cut from the MPC in the February meeting. The total quantum of cuts in the entire cycle could range between 50 to 75 basis points. Now, while a rate cut is ruled out with inflation above 6%, there could be an explicit acknowledgement that growth needs support, and as a step towards eventual easing, the RBI may instead go for a cash reserve ratio cut. But here again, the economists are pretty divided on the possibility of this happening, with only 50% seeing the chance of a cut, which could ease some pressure on the banking system liquidity. Now, the GDP forecast is also likely to grab a lot of attention. 70% of our respondents predict that RBI could lower its FY25 growth forecast to 6.4 to 6.7%, while 20% foresee a revision all the way down to 6 to 6.3%. On inflation, half expect the MPC to revise the current year's projection upwards to 4.8 to 4.9% given the concerns around food inflation, while 40% expect a more modest increase. Now, apart from the policy decision, the RBI statement is also expected to focus on liquidity management, and our respondents expect that RBI will continue managing liquidity through both main and fine-tuning operations as necessary.
Okay, that will be the big event to track tomorrow, and you can tune into CNBC-TV18 for the analysis. But for the